Morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Today is just going to do a review of the Twitter posts. Hasn't been too many this week, though. Kind of sad. I think because they're pretty busy. We're going to see why. We got some good screenshots and stuff to talk about here that they put in their Twitter feed. If we go back to the 29th, let's see, 28th, I think, was Friday. So 29th is Saturday. Well, let me look at the calendar. Yeah. 29th was Saturday. Okay, so we're good. So the first one on the 29th, Hacker Girl, Jenny Pina, which we'll talk about in a minute. I hope I'm saying her name right. It's a beautiful night in Husky Town. So she got a picture here. There she is in Husky, the name of the place. And she's got her little campfire set up. And just looking at the picture, it almost looks like you can see shadows of zombies, which I guarantee will be attracted momentarily by the fire. Now, I can't tell what axe she's got. You know, I have a thing about the axes. The little hatchet is great just for chopping wood, but the fireman axe, that's the one that does it all. One axe to rule them all. So there she is. That I like seeing screenshots that people submit. It just gives a chance to see the potential of how pretty the game can be. And then also on the 29th, Richard Keene put more implementation of the new content generation code. Now, in my mind, because I haven't seen a specific post that says exactly what is the new content generation code, I was always in my mind thinking that had something to do with the way that loot was generated. But on further thought, it could also be that the way that the world is generated as well. So without knowing for sure what's what, it's just good to know that either A, we're going to have less item duplication and items will be placed maybe more, I want to say more realistically, or maybe more efficiently might be a better word, or it could also refer to the world generation, which would be nice if it is, because then we might not have as many floating houses when they pop into the world. Things might fit on the ground better. What would be nice is if they put in some kind of rule where it auto levels the ground. So when a building is placed, it just automatically flattens that spot out. So you don't have to worry about a hill trying to grow up inside your building. So it's, can't wait to see what that is. Then as we go on, the 29th, so later on Saturday, they put a screenshot. The first screenshot that I'm aware of from Build 14 talking about the trees. Let's see how big a pic, see if I can grow that up, blow it up bigger. So they're moving to Speed Tree, which should give them much, much better looking trees. From some of the posts later on as we read, or as you go and you read in some of their other items, like, because I've noticed if you follow a tweet and you actually go to like Richard Keene's tweets or to anybody on the team, sometimes there will be additional tweets like part of. So this screenshot might be one tweet that's part of a thread, and sometimes when you read that stuff, you find out that these things are going to actually, in addition to looking pretty, is also going to fix some of the weird pop-up effects that we see with the trees. Like when you tilt your camera, they warble in and out. I mean, it's just awkward. But this is supposed to fix a lot of troubles with the trees, the way that they pop in, they're drawn, and how they react in the world. So I'm very excited to see trees because it's probably the biggest biome. I say biome, so when I talk about areas of land that are generated, trees is probably the biggest one next to housing areas, like the quote-unquote the towns. Because if you're not in a town, then you're in the wilderness. So it'd be nice to have good-looking trees. That might even encourage me to want to stay in a cabin area even more. So anyway, that's a good screenshot of the trees coming in. Now, if you're a tree knowing expert, don't ask me what kind of trees those are. Don't ask me if those pine or whatever. Don't know. Don't care. Don't think that really fits into the scope of the build right now, making appropriate evergreen trees and deciduous trees based on your location in the world. That would be a down the road kind of a thing where you would make realistically generated trees based on your location. So for now, let's just get the better looking trees in. Then we hit on to the 30th, so this was Sunday. This was when you could go ahead and submit your videos and pictures. So I'm actually, that's kind of cool. It sounds like this might be an ongoing thing with the community to go ahead and submit your pictures and songs, drawings. It looks like it's open to anything because it just says send your creation. So if you want to contribute a piece of art in whatever format that might be, go ahead and see if you get picked as the fan of the week, survivor of the week. I think that's pretty neat. I haven't submitted anything yet because I just spam the channel with videos and stuff like that. I'm not submitting anything unless somebody submits it for me because I've seen some things at people paintings and stuff like that, and I definitely am lacking in any kind of quality like that. So I can't wait to see what's coming up this week, because so far we've had a couple. I think there's one that's going to be posted up, but we've had 2 video channels that have been posted, and each one has really good content. So then Richard Keene here then also on Sunday, getting disk IO, which I think is input output, be in a background thread. Yeah, I'm glad he posts, because people who know about computers and computer programming can probably understand what that means. Then Jeff Keene said there's a blog post coming up in a few, which we'll talk about the blog post. And then the 31st, that's Monday. Hey survivors, we've added a new member. So that would be, well, let's look at the archives here. Yeah, this is the blog that's on the front page, so we'll talk about that in a second. And then also on the that was Monday. So the survivor of the week is Lone Wolf Dawn. Give his playlist a watch. So yeah, if you just come here, follow the link through, this will take you to him. I've gone ahead, Jiu-Jitsu Dawn, I went ahead and subscribed to him because he's got quite a few things for the Dead Linger, but then he's also got a lot of other games that he follows as well. So come check out his video series. He got the Survivor of the Week. Congratulations. Give him a subscribe and show him some support. And then Richard Keene, also, let's see, this was on Tuesday, I believe, was the first. Speed trees in game, big appearance upgrade. And then right after that, there was a picture they posted. So here's another picture. See if we can blow it up a little bit. Oop. And there's the axe, fireman axe. I haven't found that in a while. But the trees look great. I mean, wow. I see an occasional tree popped up in the air, so I don't know if that's just where a hill happened to be. But that would look so much more inviting to go wandering through than what we currently have right now. And this should definitely be a part of Build 14. So I'm very anxious for that. What I would really like to see is smaller patches come more often. So like a 13B might have the trees, a 13C might have zombie textures or something like that. Instead of waiting for everything to come out in one big build, I think the build should be more of like when they have fixed a whole bunch of little bugs or something. I really don't know. I would just like to. I think they would be better off just doing a bunch of incremental small things along the way. I guess maybe something graphically daunting like this might warrant an actual overall build. But like if they find bugs along the way, maybe hot fixes, just more hot fixes for bugs that they discover and fix instead of waiting for a build to put out a bunch of changes. Mostly I'm saying that because I want to get the graphics in. I know the wait for the next build has begun and I already just want it over with. Let's see here. So then we went on. Yeah, so it was pretty quiet this week, honestly, and I think it's because they're just really busy putting stuff in. And I think part of it too means they're getting ready for PAX East. It's just around the corner. So the community manager, we haven't talked about the community manager yet, but Jenny Pina, I hope it's Pina, maybe Pina. I don't know. She has a nickname on here. Hacker Girl. So maybe we'll just call her Hacker Girl. So Hacker Girl is going to go out to PAX East, and she's giving out pins. Let's see, big picture of the pins, and you can come and talk about it. But here's why this is good. The game with each build actually is becoming more of a game. I mean, obviously that's the goal of any company, is to make a game and to have each build make it more of a game. I mean, that's their whole point. But I'm seeing it just feels like there's some traction, like they're actually moving forward. They actually have something that's, like they can actually really show off and say, hey, here's where we're at. This is what we've got. Check this out. I think when PAX East comes, which I haven't even looked yet to see exactly when it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a lot more screenshots and things of the next build, because that's what a lot of folks are into, is graphics. Like when you take a look at DayZ standalone, or even just some of the DayZ mods in general, because the original DayZ was kind of built on that Arma 2 engine, which is showing its age, but it still looks really nice. And then the DayZ standalone is built on kind of like what they call Arma 2.5, just like an enhanced Arma 2 engine. And it looks really, really good too. Character models and things like that. The environment looks really nice. People look for that. And right now, as it stands, the Dead Linger is more functional than pretty. And you have to strike that balance, because quite honestly, there's a lot of folks that are going to be looking for that specifically. How does the game look? And with the trees coming and zombie textures and their survivor reskins and the female survivor, there's a lot of things that are going to come that are really going to start making this thing look pretty. And I think that PAX East, and with the pins and really kind of showing off the game a little bit, that's exactly what they need to do, is say, hey, come and look and see where we are now to where we were, and we've got a good game. And I think also some of that content generation, if that's going to fix some of the the bugs with the item duplications, and even how the world generates so it looks more realistic, I can see that PAX East would be a really good time for them to kind of demonstrate and show some of that stuff off. And the pins, as little a thing as that is, that's a great way to put their name back out there. So I'm very excited for PAX East, and very excited for what they're going to show at PAX East. Now, they might not have, beyond this, visiting, handing out pins and stuff, they might not have a big booth. I haven't really gone and read anything that said exactly what they want to do as far as PAX East goes, but at least on the website and the blog and things like that, I think that's where we can see a lot of announcements, because as people start coming in to research the Dead Linger, you're going to have something to show them. So they might not have much of a physical presence at PAX East beyond Hacker Girl and the pins, but at least when people come here and kind of hang out where we do, they might see a lot of progress pics and things like that. So I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for PAX East and what we're going to start seeing, because that'll be a really, really good time for them to shine, because this is actually, of the different zombie survival games right now, I think this one is the most survival-y of them. So let's get the word out. Alright, so then here's the big thing. Hacker Girl is the taking on the role of community manager and part-time husky herder. So I've seen her in the posts and stuff like quite a bit. Not that I interact or talk with anybody from the team. I've submitted a couple tweets for things, and it just kind of seems to get lost. Like I've wanted to submit, videos or something that I've posted, and they just kind of like to be put here on the front. And that all just seems to kind of get lost. So I don't know if anybody there actually sees anything that I post, so I don't really go out of my way to contact them. So I've seen all of them on the forums, but I have yet to really actually interact with anybody. So it's really nice to see that the team is growing. So that's also a good sign too, because now it's starting. That was one of the things I felt like, shows some traction on the game. Like there's actually a company and there's a game here. It's not just a couple guys in their garage programming stuff. Although I could be wrong. They could be in their garage programming, but then they've got, support from some additional folks. But they've had enough here to bring on a new community manager. So welcome. So that's some of the things that we've had for the week. I can't wait to see what else is coming up. I'm just impatient. I'm ready for it to go. Now it's like we waited 2 months to go from 12 to 13. I don't want to go another 2 months to go from 12 or to go from 13 to 14. I'll have to look and see, when is PAX East. Gee, if only I had some way of looking up information on the internet. There we go. April 11th. Oh, yeah, that is right around the corner. Yeah, my first thought was, wouldn't that be cool if they had Build 14 ready for PAX East? But yeah, that really is right around the corner. When is the 11th? That's towards the weekend. Yeah, that starts next Friday. So yeah, I don't think we'll see Build 14 by then. But like I said, I think we'll start to see a lot more screenshots and maybe some of those little GIF video things that they post of maybe somebody running through the new trees and things like that. So I don't know, I could be wrong, since that really is just right around the corner. Maybe we won't see a whole lot of new stuff, because that's a short time to start putting up a lot of, look at us stuff. Well, anyway, those are just some of my thoughts on some of the things I see here on their Twitter feed. You can come check it out. And like I said, if you like, for example, click on Richard Keene and go to his Twitter feed, you can actually see there's a whole lot of stuff that is kind of like behind the scenes postings that they talk about terrain erosion experiments, appearance versus time, more like erosion of the terrain on creation to make it more natural, but TDL has special requirements as to terrain creation. So Richard Keene is good if you want to see some of the technical aspects. Jeff Keene is good if you want to just talk about features in the game. So that's why I like to come in and read both of their feeds on occasion, is to get some of that behind the scenes stuff that doesn't always go on the front page. So check them out yourself. Anyway, that will do it for now with the Twitter feed, and I'll talk to you all next Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.